Really, Michael Pachter? Really, bro?
How you hating on the end? Hating on the end. Hating on the hating on the hating on the end. Why you hating on the end? Hating on the end. Hating on the hating on the end. Hating on the end ain't even begin. You hating on the end and it ain't even begin. Hating on the end ain't even begin.
What is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? What's up, everybody coming into the chat? Rosalina, Iruku Midoriya. Hey, season 3 is fire right now in My Hero. The different schools going at each other. Oh, some cool stuff. All right, before we get into the stream, what's up to everybody coming into the chat? Give the stream a thumbs up, first thing. Then click subscribe to enter a Nintendo Switch game giveaway for subscribers and sponsors. Going to be doing 2 separate giveaways. Also, every new sponsor gets a free $5 eShop digital code. Boy, be like the homie Space Dolphin and become a sponsor. You get the game with your boy every day. Just a great, great, great Nintendo Switch community. All right, let me get Michael Pachter's. I know you like to stare at his beautiful face. Isn't he so charming? All right, Michael Pachter. He's at it. Jonathan, you just entered a Nintendo Switch giveaway. Make sure you click on the link in the description. Bro, Michael Pachter has some big words for Nintendo. Caleb in the main chat says Nintendo has been trash since the Wii. Oh, shots fired by Caleb Kaiser in the main chat. All right. Michael Pachter. This is coming from an article from GamingBolt.com. He is saying, all right, so let me set everything up. First, Nintendo is on record saying that they're going to sell 20 million units this fiscal year. Now, not lifetime, 20 million units in 1 year. The Switch is only right now at 19 million units total. So Nintendo still has their work cut out for them. I have to say this. Nintendo still has a tall hill to climb. We're at 16 likes. Let's get this stream over 200 likes, brah. We're gonna do 200 likes this stream, brah. We are 200. Everybody give the stream a thumbs up before it's all uploaded on YouTube. All that said and done, blah blah blah. All right, so this is what he's saying. This is the article. Nintendo's prediction of selling 20 million units for the Switch this year seems a bit outrageous, according to Gaming Bolt. It's not unrealistic, especially since the console is no longer suffering from shortages. They can get Switches out at a good rate. All right, and they do make note that 2 big titles are still coming this year. We got Smash coming, which is going to be crazy, and we got Pokemon Let's Go, which is also going to be crazy. So none of this is to say that you will hit 20 million, according to Gaming Bolt. It's a very difficult target, but they will at least come close, even if they finally end up, say, 17, 18 minutes, which sounds a reasonable assessment. All right, they sold 17.9. Now, Nintendo sold 17 million at the end of the last fiscal year. I asked on Twitter, because I wasn't sure how many they've sold this year, and according to Twitter, and you know, everything's right on Twitter, they're right around 5 to 6 million units this year so far. Around 5 million units, which is, that means you got about 15 more million units to sell, which can be a lot. Diamond said Caleb must be a PC warrior. All right, so listen to what Michael Pachter has to say about everything. Michael Pachter, he's an analyst, works for Wedbush Securities. This is what he's saying. He's saying they're not going to get close to 20 million. they're going to sell around 8 million this year. This is what he says, and I quote, this is Michael Pachter speaking. Look, I think Nintendo is just out of touch, he said. I mean, I think they have no idea what the... No idea, Michael? They sold 17 million Switches last year, bruh. No idea? They have a little bit of idea what they're doing. Come on, Michael. Give them some credit, Michael. Give them some credit, Michael. All right. The software is great. I agree. And the marketing, people are really great at doing what they can with the product they have. He goes on. This is Michael Pachter still talking. But the Switch is way too late. What really happened is, you know, we'd be like, what had happened was, this is what he's saying. What really happened is they completely whiffed on the Wii U. We all agree the Wii U was a fail. And had the Switch come out when the Wii U came out, I think they would have been in the lead this cycle. Makes an interesting point. It didn't. They launched the Switch way late, and it's priced too high. Oh, shots fired, Michael. So the Switch costs the same as a PlayStation 4, and if you're gonna only get one console, why would you get a Switch over a PlayStation 4, he says. He keeps going. Answer, you love Nintendo first-party titles, but short of that, no, you won't. Oh, Michael Pachter said, if you had to choose just between a PlayStation, this is a Pro, but just a PlayStation 4 and a Switch, he said, if you only had $300, let's do a poll. I'm gonna ask the dudes watching the stream right now. All right, everybody watching the stream. I just gave you $300. Bam! Obi-Wan just gave you $300. You can only buy one console for the next 2 years. For the next 2 years, you can only buy one console. What console would you buy? Let's see. I'm doing a live scientific poll. Type right now. Would you buy a Switch, a PlayStation 4, or an Xbox One? If you could only buy one console, what would you buy right now? But only could buy one console. I'm going to give you my answer after I hear y'all. All right? Heezy Nation, PlayStation 4, Des Boy, Switch. KT said, if I had another 300, I'd buy another Switch. Repeat. All right. So I see some PlayStation 4, but the overwhelming majority is still saying Switch. If you ask me, if I only had $300, I'd buy a Switch by a mile, bro. I think there's some holes in Michael Pachter's argument. He makes some good arguments, don't get me wrong. But there are some big holes in what he's saying. All right, let me keep going what he's saying. He says, Michael Pachter says, I think they already blew it this cycle. Michael Pachter has said the Switch is doomed, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Pokemon is not going to save the Switch. Super Smash Brothers is going to fail, according to Michael Pachter. He's a genius. He's a genius. I want to go to the school of Michael Pachter. Michael Pachter University. Enroll me right now. All right, let me keep reading what he says, and then I'm going to comment. So when you talk about what's going to change, Nintendo is a backward-looking company. Bro, Michael Pachter's throwing shots at Nintendo. All right, he continued. They manage by looking in the rearview mirror at their past success. The ex-CEO Kimishima committed to 20 million Switches this year. They're tracking to do 8 million. He says they're missing by a mile. He said they're not even going to be close. Their new CEO started at the end of May, Furukawa. I've never met the guy. We'll see what he says. But the fact is, it's priced too high to sell 20 million a year. The Wii sold 20 million a year and was priced at $199 and then $149. This thing needs to drop to $199 to have a chance of selling this kind of numbers. All right, now, let me talk about a couple things. He's saying, when did Nintendo drop the price of the Wii, bro? They kept the Wii at $200 for a long time. And so Nintendo has a history of not dropping their prices. Now, he does make some good points. I do agree. Nintendo this year, and I've said this a million times, the first half of 2018 has been horrible as far as software goes for the Switch. We had some cool indie games, but we only really had Kirby for the first half of this year. But since starting from June onward, we're going to get some great games, and we are getting great games coming to the Switch consistently. Now, do I think Nintendo's going to sell 20 million? I even have to say, I'm not sure if they're going to reach 20 million this year. Smash might boost it about 5 million. Pokemon might boost it by another 5 million. I think Nintendo might sell around 15 million this year, which is nothing to shy at, bro. 15 million in 1 year, I think is going to be good. I think by the time March comes, by March, oh, that Octopath is so fire. Oh, that goodness, so good. By the end of the 2018 fiscal year, I think Switch will sell around 15 million, which is good. Yes, they might not reach 20 million, but Michael Pachter saying 8 million? He means to tell me right now the Switch this year is around 5 or 6 million sold. Let's go low and say the Switch has only sold 5 million this year. You mean to tell me, Michael Pachter, for this entire holiday season with Smash and Pokemon, Nintendo's only going to sell 3 million more Switches all the way till March? Michael Pachter. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. He's really lowballing Nintendo. Now, and again, I see his reasoning. Now, let's get to this whole thing of him saying Nintendo is a backwards company. Just because they're not doing what Sony and Microsoft is doing doesn't necessarily mean that they're backwards. Now, I have to say this. I'd be down for a 4K Switch. For a powerful Switch. We were having this conversation with the sponsors late night last night about the need of a second console if you have a Switch. And I even think that's a little debatable. I didn't buy my Switch to play Call of Duty. I'm getting Call of Duty on my Xbox. I didn't buy my Switch for that. It would have been cool to have it on the Switch, but I'm not going to cry because it's not coming to the Switch. I said it from the beginning. As long as the Switch has, of course, Nintendo's great first-party games and solid third-party representation, the Switch doesn't need every single third-party game for me. I'm not going to buy all these third-party games. But if we get key ones, the only real omission on the Switch right now, I have to say, is Madden, a football game. That's the only hole I think Nintendo still has in their lineup. Great third-party games, great indie games. We still have good sports games. We have 2K coming again, and 2K18 last year, great game on the Switch, good game. FIFA last year, great game on the Switch, other than you couldn't play with friends. The on-field action, great. We have shooters. We got Fortnite. We got Paladins. We got Splatoon. Fighters. We got Street Fighter. Final Challenger. Street Fighter 30th. Pokken. Fighter Z is going to be fire. SNK is coming out soon. We got Blaze Blue Cross Tag. The Switch has fighters. The only omission for me as a gamer, is Madden. Because I love football. I like Madden. And we don't have Madden. That's the only thing. And so the Switch is knocking it out the ballpark with software. And the software's selling great. I think Michael Pachter, and like a lot of games, this is the argument I get all the times. We don't have, you can't play blah, 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 blah with all the bells and whistles on the Switch. Nintendo said it from the jump. Back at E3 2017, Reggie was like, we're not trying to do what Sony and Microsoft is doing. I can appreciate that about Nintendo. They try to be different, march to the beat of their own drum, and I appreciate that. I'm not excusing the fact that it's an underpowered console. I acknowledge that. And I have to say this. I said this before. Nintendo, Miyamoto said like 3 years ago that they don't do good competing directly. And he was talking about competing directly as far as going horsepower with Sony and Microsoft. Bruh, the last system Nintendo had that competed directly with Sony and Microsoft was the GameCube. GameCube was a beast. It was more powerful than the PlayStation 2, held its own with the OG Xbox. The GameCube was a beast, and it ended up coming in second, third place, debatable. Sold a respectable 22 million. But I tell you this, all of that was before the social media age took off. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Mark my words. If Nintendo were to come out with a super powerful, like a powerful system on par with the PlayStation 5, the next Xbox, even if it's just a dock that you dock your Switch into, if Nintendo were to do that and they get every single third-party game and all their first-party games, they would kill it in this Twitter, Facebook age. By word of mouth, it would take off. It would crush it in sales. But I think Nintendo is still stuck in that mindset of we got to be different. And I do appreciate that about Nintendo. Be different, be unique. That's what I appreciate about the system. But Nintendo can compete if they really wanted to. If they really wanted to, and they just don't hold back, don't do anything different like small discs or a weird format. If they just go straight toe-to-toe, they would destroy. Yeah, Raw says GameCube is dope. I feel you, Raw. The GameCube was fire, bro. I like all my Nintendo systems. So I'm going to hop into the voice chat with the sponsors are all in the alpha chat. But if anybody has any, let me hear what you guys have to say. Is Nintendo in trouble? Michael Pachter is talking like Nintendo is doomed, bro. Like it's over for the Switch. And I have to say this. As much as it would be cool for Nintendo to have a super powerful console, I do think that the Switch was Nintendo's best move. Going portable and home hybrid, because it appealed to so much more. So let me see. Nintendo isn't doomed. Yeah, the cruising. I hear you. KT, what's up, KT?
Hey, how you doing, Obi?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
What's
I'm
up,
all
Obi?
right, man.
Awesome, awesome.
Hey, Obi.
What's up, everybody? KT, you got any thoughts on Nintendo is doomed, according to Michael Pachter? That's what he said.
Just that he's got to stop getting his info from Philip, what's his name, with IGN.
Shots fired at Philip Mewson. He said that Pachter's getting his information from Philip Mewson. That's a good one, KT. You got anything else to say? That's all you got to say. That's funny, though. But
Drops Mike.
But we were having this conversation, I think yesterday in the I was watching you guys in the sponsor chat yesterday about the Switch. And yes, dudes buy other systems. We buy the Switch. We know what we're getting. We're getting a unique gaming experience, and we don't need 50 million. Everybody being like Microsoft or Sony. I could appreciate that about Nintendo. And I think even though I do agree that to reach 20 million this year might be a stretch, just because of how Nintendo started the year, but they're going to sell more than 8 million units this year. They're going to sell way more than that. Yeah,
I'm predicting about 10 million.
Yeah, and I'm actually thinking 10 to 15 million. I think it's going to be closer to 15. when the holiday
Smash
season is all said and
Smash
done.
is too big. To
Yeah,
not
yeah,
do that.
yeah, yeah. Those games are going to be big. Smash and Pokemon.
Oh
So
yeah.
And
So-
it is a real Pokemon. It is a real Pokemon game.
let them know, Raw.
Don't disrespect my Pokemon,
It's
bro.
not. It's not Pokemon for babies, like I keep saying.
Yeah, it's a real Pokemon, bruh. I almost, bruh, Obi.
Yeah, go ahead.
I almost took somebody out the chat because he wanted to talk about my Pokemon, bro. I almost did it, but I was like, wait, I gotta remember that's not what I'm here for.
So I can't ban him for hating on Pokemon. Hey, but I say that those games are going to be big, and Pokemon's going to appeal to a wide audience. And
Yeah,
I mean, I get what Michael Pachter is saying, and at the same time, I don't get it because he went too. I think he went too far to the extreme to say that. He's already saying it's over for the Switch. Like, Nintendo has failed. I'm like, come on, bro. They sold 20 million units last year, bro. And it's still selling like crazy. I was just looking at the Japan Media Create charts. Let me get that up real quick. Nintendo is selling more Switches in Japan than the PlayStation 4, 3DS, X, every other console combined. The Switch sold like 50,000, over 50,000. The PlayStation 4 is like around 20,000 in Japan, which is big for Nintendo in their home country. And so Michael Pachter is straight reaching on that one, bro. Just reaching. But anybody has any other thoughts about Michael Pachter saying the Switch is doomed already?
Well, I mean,
No.
Go ahead, Kyrie, Milanis, Raw. Go ahead.
I think it's just people are trying to make Nintendo into another Xbox and PS4.
They've been trying to do that for
They're-
years.
They're two similar consoles, so I feel like Nintendo has to be like them in order to compete. But like you said, I bought a Switch to play Switch games, not to have all these ports. I don't even care about like Saints Row and all these other games. I just bought it for Smash and Pokemon. And,
And I've always said I don't need all the third-party games. I do want key games. I'm glad we got Paladins, Fortnite, 2K. Like, we do need third-party
those
support. But I'm cool if we don't get every single game. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah. Milanis, were you saying something? And then Raw?
Yeah, I'm saying it's like the reason why it sold about 20 million units last year because the Switch is a hybrid between a console and a portable.
Yeah. That had a big.
Therefore,
Go ahead, Milanis.
No. Therefore, people, especially people who travels,
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
and instead of bringing them behind like a big computer or stuff like
Yeah. The Switch, the convenience. Yeah. I agree, Milanis. I do think the portability of the Switch played a big role in it selling how it sold. Like, there's nothing like it on the market right now. You could play games on your phone, but touchscreen gaming sucks, in my opinion. You need that click button. And so there's nothing like the Switch on the market. And Nintendo just found their lane, and they're capitalizing on that lane. So it's just smart business.
For me, in my opinion, the Switch is going to continue to sell.
Oh, yeah. Michael Pachter straight tripping.
Yeah, he is tripping.
Bro, as long as Pokemon exists, as long as Smash exists, as long as Splatoon exists, as long as Zelda and Mario exist, the Switch is going to keep selling. It's the only place that you can get your Nintendo. The only place you can get your Nintendo. And that's what's so good about the Switch. In the past consoles, people would say, oh, people are only buying first-party games. But when you look at the sale numbers of a lot of these third-party games, they're selling real good too. Because for the first time, dudes are like, whoa, I could play Doom on the go, a full console Doom game. And so third-party games are selling good too. Raw, were you saying something, dude? And then I'm going to be heading out, and I'm going to be hopping back on and probably get some Paladins in for a little bit.
Okay.
What's up?
I actually have two things to say. I'll try to make it real quick.
Go ahead,
First
Rob.
thing is based off of last year's success. I know 5 people personally that went out this year and bought a Switch. Shout out Mars, shout out BC, Robert, Phil, and Aaron.
There you
5
go.
people I know personally
Raw's
that
homies.
went out just based off of last year's success.
Yeah.
And the second thing is me personally, I didn't buy a Switch for the third-party games.
Yeah.
Do you want me to be real?
Yeah.
I bought Switch
for Pokemon.
Specifically for Smash. I didn't know Pokemon was coming out when I bought my Switch.
Oh, bro, come on, bro. You should have known Pokemon was eventually gonna come.
I had no idea, bro. I had no idea when I bought my Switch. I bought it for Smash, and my thought was I'm gonna buy it for Smash, and then all the IPs, the Nintendo IPs that come out along the way, I'm gonna pick some up here and there.
Yeah.
I'm buying it for Smash. Pokemon was like, hey, bro, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. But ain't no way in the world Nintendo's gonna have a handheld system and no Pokemon. But I feel you. I feel you though. I feel you. Yeah.
The third parties, I'm not even tripping. Everybody's like, oh, we need third parties. We need more. And I'm like, what about the Nintendo IPs, bro? That's what I bought a Nintendo for.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm not. I don't think more or less third-party developers is gonna make or break the Switch.
Yeah.
I think real Nintendo fans will appreciate some will appreciate them, some love them, some don't care. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we bought a Nintendo for a Nintendo game.
Yeah. But I have to say this though, and I completely agree with what you said. But we do need third-party. We can't have a Wii U happen again because the Wii U, I mean, Kyrie, you and me will still buy it. But the Wii U, but yeah, I would. But Kyrie, he's salty. We playing Brawl Out tonight. Brawl Out tournament tonight for the sponsors, and Kyrie is livid. But Kyrie, bro, the Wii U didn't have any third-party games after a year or two. They just completely abandoned. Yeah, we did. We did need some, bro. We needed some, man. We didn't have any, bro.
That's why PS4.
Yeah, but and I have to say this, and that's why I say I want to eventually come to the point where we don't have to buy all these different systems. We just play our games on one platform and be cool. So, but that's it. I just thought Michael Pachter's comment was interesting. That Nintendo is gonna completely fail, bro. The Switch is over. Come on, Michael Pachter, you crazy, bro.
No,
Michael Pachter, you crazy. All right, dudes. I'm gonna try to hop back on in a little bit. Get a few matches of Paladins, probably in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Get some Paladins in. So if you got Paladins, we get a couple matches in. All right, I'll see you dudes later.
Bye.
Peace. All right, what do you guys think about Michael Pachter saying it's over for the Switch, bro? Michael Pachter on some stuff, bro. He's straight tripping. Sound off in the comment section below. I want to know. But before you go, bro, click that subscribe button. Stay up to date. All things Nintendo. Peace.
How you hitting on the end, yeah, they still gon' win. Hitting on the end, and they still gon' win. Hitting on the end, and they still gon' win. Win.
Come on, Pachter. You tripping, bro. Look at the smile on Pikachu's face. We winning, you losing. What's up? I'm having a giveaway on the 7th of each month for subscribers. What is it? A Nintendo Switch game of your choice. All you have to do is click on the link in the description of this video on how to enter. Also, for my sponsors on Patreon, you'll have an additional giveaway for another Nintendo Switch game as well. Also, every sponsor, at least at the $5 tier, is also guaranteed a free $5 eShop code. Check out the link in the description for giveaway info. I'll see you later.
Hating on the end, hating on that end, hating on that, hating on that, hating on that end, hating on the end, hating on the end, hating on the end. Go and get your friend. Yeah, they still gonna win. You can't stop the end.